Hello, P-CCS. Today is Wednesday, May 25th. This is Nick Brandon, Executive Director of Communications and Marketing, and you're listening to this week's LPT and 3 podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Here's this week's news. The entire P-CCS community is deeply saddened by the events this week at Robb Elementary School in Texas. We want to refer all of our students and families to a letter that was sent out from Superintendent of Schools Dr. Monica L. Merritt with important information and perspective from P-CCS. We completely understand and we do hear the concerned feelings that are shared by our students, families, and staff during this difficult time. We do want to encourage families to make sure your students do reach out should they need someone to talk to at all levels. We have adults in our buildings, whether that be teachers, school counselors, or other leaders who are available to provide any support that is needed. We truly are all in this together. We do want to reassure our community that our district continues to really prioritize our commitment and our efforts to safety and security. During the next several days, you will see increased police and security presence throughout our school community as we work together with local law enforcement as well as our P-CCS security team to keep the safety and well-being of our students and staff as the top priority of P-CCS. As Dr. Merritt shared, we are committed to a path of continuous improvement when it comes to school safety and security, and we will certainly be vigilant in our efforts for not just the remainder of the 2021-22 school year, but well into the future. At this time, we would like to announce a really incredible accomplishment from one of the graduating seniors of the class of 2022. Canton High School senior Claire Swadling has been named a 2022 U.S. Presidential Scholar. Just to give the scale of numbers here, this is out of the roughly 3.7 million expected class of 2022 high school graduates nationwide, and there are 2 students from each U.S. state who are recognized for this. This is just an absolutely amazing honor for Claire. It recognizes students for exceptional academic achievement, artistic excellence, technical expertise, leadership, citizenship, service, and contribution to school and community. Claire is a pretty familiar name in our district. She's been recognized for many different honors and awards during her educational journey with P-CCS. And as she prepares to leave PCEP with a 4.38 grade point average, Claire will enroll at Harvard University. We had a chance to recently catch up with Claire to get her thoughts on being named a 2022 U.S. Presidential Scholar. So Claire, how did you react when you first heard?
I had just woken up. I think it was either a Saturday or a Sunday morning. I was still really groggy and I saw it and I immediately just screamed and I ran downstairs to tell my mom, and then she was also screaming. So I was just really in disbelief because I had known about this program for a while, so I just really wanted a chance to hopefully be nominated, but to have made it this far, it's so surreal. I still can't really believe it.
It was also fantastic to hear Claire's perspective on P-CCS and what our district offered her versus the other educational options that she may have been able to pursue.
I went to East Middle School, and at the end of it, my mom was asking me if I wanted to maybe go to like a private school, but I really wanted to stay back just because I felt that I wanted to encounter a lot of people with like different perspectives than me, and I felt that if I went to a boarding school, the experience would be a lot more homogenous, and also the resources at the park are really astounding between the IB Academy, which I was a part of, and then the Arts Academy and STEM, and then even if you don't take part in those, there's a lot of other academic options and so many different clubs and extracurriculars and sports teams. I really just felt like there was more than enough variety to keep me here, so that's why I really enjoyed PCEP.
Since 1983, each U.S. Presidential Scholar has also been offered the opportunity to name their most influential teacher. Each distinguished teacher is honored with a personal letter from the U.S. Secretary of Education. The teacher Claire selected is PCEP's Karen Ludema.
Also, Karen Ludema, who teaches AP Calc and HL Math at Plymouth, is also someone I really want to thank because she spent so many extra time going over math problems with me and really making sure that I could understand material. And I've had for her for the past 2 years.
Swadling also credited Canton social studies teacher Richard Mui, who she called one of her biggest cheerleaders and a huge influence as she considers studying history in college, and also Scott Obznick, who helped guide her through extracurricular pursuits and education in computer science. On behalf of the entire P-CCS community, we want to congratulate and recognize Claire Swadling for being named a 2022 U.S. Presidential Scholar. And that'll do it for this week's news. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you so much for your continued support of Plymouth Canton Community Schools, where all students learn, prepare, and thrive.